YouTube, Flockavelli, Flock fam, what's going on? It's your boy Jay Cuffers and Darius Slay. Darius Slay has came out in an interview and said that he was almost. It's always almost with these Ravens. Almost a Baltimore Raven. Real quick, I'm going to just let the interview play out. It's like a quick little 30-second clip just so y'all can hear what
One thing y'all almost didn't know now. I was almost this close. A Baltimore Raven. I was this close. But, I wanted to be Eagle. I stayed an Eagle because I know me and Howard was going to figure something out. But the Baltimore Ravens was the first team that called, and they offered just what I wanted. And I just said, hey, the Eagles do that, I'm going to stay an Eagle. So it was nice now, man. I almost was a Raven. I was almost a different bird.
So there you have it. Him himself. Almost. Right there. That much. So, of course, a lot of Ravens fans saw this and was like, oh, I thought what happened to us being strapped for cash due to Lamar not signing an extension? What happened to this, that, and the third? Ravens make all these excuses for not getting Lamar Jackson a number one receiver, but are quick to go out and sign an aging cornerback in Darius Slay. And I think these claims are a little bit unfair. One, because in the past, it was questioned in the past, could Lamar Jackson be an accurate thrower of the football? Like, let's not act like that's not what every news media outlet was showing to the world at one point or another 3-4 years ago. Was, can Lamar Jackson be an NFL thrower of the football? Two, we were in a run-heavy formation. We were in a run-heavy scheme of Greg Roman under the Greg Roman offense. So that's not going to be a place where wide receivers are going to come through and be like, oh, yeah, I can get me 1,500. Here I can get me 1,600 and 12 tuds. It's just not realistic. Three, the Ravens, while they never made the splash signing, they have drafted the most wide receivers out of any team in, I believe, the last 3 or 4 years. 2 first-round picks, one that Lamar picked out themselves. They said, Lamar, who do you want? Who do you want us to draft in this draft class? He said, my man, Hollywood Marquise Brown. When we could have took guys like A.J. Brown, could have took guys DK Metcalf, Terry McLaurin. The list goes on and on with that class. That's crazy. But Darius Slay, almost a Raven. I wouldn't have been mad at it. And looking at his contract, he said the Ravens gave him exactly what the Eagles wanted, but he would opt to stay in Philadelphia just because of the familiarity and it being towards the end of his career. I understand you don't want to do too much ripping and running, moving around, moving your family all suddenly like that, even though Baltimore's not too far off from Philly, right down I-95. But that boy Slay was on the highway. He was on 95. He saw that Baltimore exit. He said, nah, I'm going to turn around. I'm going to go to Philly. So Philly ended up giving him a 3-year, $42 million deal with a little bit over $10 million in signing bonuses and an average salary of $14 million a year. So the Ravens were willing to fork over $14 million a year for Slay, who is, how old is Darius Slay? He's 32. The Ravens were willing to give a 32-year-old cornerback a 3-year contract, which could have been voided. That last year could have been voided, so he would have been under contract till he was 34 at least. Oh, man. Now, Slay is still a top corner in the league. Like, let's not get it wrong. A Marlon Humphrey and Darius Slay cornerback room would be elite. It would be locked down. But it's like, oh, man. It's just the fans, they're just not going to like that. Like $14 million, if you're willing to invest $14 million into Darius Slay, how can you not invest? Oh, man. Hold on. Let me get the contracts of these other guys. Because I know DJ Chark wanted to go to the Carolina Panthers, but let me see DJ Chark's contract. Because there's no way you can get yourself a DJ Chark if you're throwing around $14 million. Because I believe DJ Chark has not had the opportunity yet to shine. And in Baltimore, he could shine. Him, Bateman, and Cass, they could shine. So I want to pull up his contract real fast. Yeah. So DJ Chark signed a 1-year $5 million deal with the Carolina Panthers. $5 million guarantee for 1 year. How can we not throw $7 million at DJ Chark? Why would we not? Especially once, I forget the timeline. I believe Slay signed his deal before Chark too. So you saw that you missed out on Darius Slay. All right, that's another $14 million that opens up. Why not go throw half of that at DJ Chark and then have another half to swing at another corner, and then you're going into the draft with at least some guys that you know are capable of starting. While there aren't that many viable starting cornerbacks out in the free agency market, you had a interview with Rock Ya-Sin. Rock Ya-Sin visited Baltimore, and I feel like he's still a starting caliber cornerback in the league. You have a Marcus Peters that's on the free agency market. You would have yourself a DJ Chark in the wide receiver room with Rashad Bateman, Devin Duvernay, James Prochet, Tylan Wallace, maybe Nelson Aguilar. Maybe you don't add Nelson Aguilar if you sign Chark. Chark's better than Aguilar. So to me, I just think the Ravens, they just need to just put the pride to the side. I feel like they want one of these guys to be a homegrown talent so bad when that's just not how they're built. That's not our body. That's not our body in Baltimore. We're defense and run the football. And Lamar Jackson was just a unicorn that the Ravens somehow fell into, and now they don't know what to do with him. So one more thing I want to do is just pull up the remaining NFL cornerbacks that are free agents just to see what else we can do now that we missed out on Slay, because I would have loved to add in Darius Slay. For $14 million a year, that's a bit pricey. That's a bit of an overpay for a 32-year-old. So I'm kind of glad that the Eagles did match that, because I would rather see this money go towards somewhere else, go towards maybe you get a couple secondary guys. Maybe you get Marcus Peters and Rock Ya-Sin. So looking at the available free agents at cornerback, you got Byron Jones, but he's pretty much done. He already came out and said his body is obliterated from the NFL. He's probably done. Shaquille Griffin, William Jackson. Griffin's 27 years old. Like, most of these guys are over 27. I don't think there's a single young corner on the market. The youngest corner I'm seeing here is Joejuan Williams from the New England Patriots. He's 25. No. Kyle Fuller's a free agent? I thought we had him on a 2-year deal. Maybe you bring back Kyle Fuller, depending on how his ACL is recovering. I see an Anthony Averett on the list, bringing him back. Eli Apple, no way. Just not a lot here. Anthony Brown, no way. Bryce Callahan, like 31-year-old Bryce Callahan, no way. Like, for a 32-year-old Slay, for the amount of production he put up, I could see why the Ravens would drop $14 million on him, because there's not much here. Marcus Peters kind of looked like he lost his step last year coming back from his ACL injury. If we're being quite honest, he didn't really make as many plays as we know Marcus Peters is capable of. So I don't know, man. I don't know, but there ain't much on the wide receiver market. There ain't much on the cornerback market. So I can't blame the Ravens for trying to go get a stud at corner. And then this way for the draft, at least you know you don't need to take a corner round one. At least you can solely focus in on wide receiver at that point. Who knows? Maybe we draft Bijan Robinson, something like that. But let me know what y'all think about this. Do you wish Darius Slay was a Raven? And were the Ravens wrong for forking out $14 million to a 32-year-old cornerback when the wide receiver room is Rashad Bateman and Nelson Aguilar? Hope y'all have a good day. I'm out.